Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1256. Happy Friday. It's a free-for-all Friday, and we're going to play Name That Player today. We are Ernie free. Ernie's starting to sleep in. He's starting to chill out a little bit. He was a good boy all day yesterday, accident-free. We're at 1 day accident-free. So I'll drink to that. So he played with the neighbor dog Rookie. Rookie is a golden doodle. Also still Rookie, I think, is 2 years old, but very puppy, very, very puppy energy with that one. And obviously Ernie has the puppy energy. So they did some good playing yesterday. So burned some of that energy. Did sushi last night. It'd been a while. My wife said, "What do you want?" She's like, "I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want for dinner." So here's the difference, and I talk about this all the time. I don't care what I have for dinner. Like if my wife would say, "I'm not hungry, I don't want dinner," I'd be like, "Okay, cool. I'm going to make a tuna sandwich. I'm going to make peanut butter and jelly. I'm going to do whatever. Have a salad." That's what I had 2 nights ago. I'm like, "I'm hungry, but I don't know what you want." It's like, just make a decision. And I'm like, I can't make a decision because the decision I make may not be what you want. She's like, "Well, make a suggestion." And I'm like, fuck. So my go-to is like order out. I'm like, "Sushi." And she's like, "Okay. All right. Sushi it is." It'd been a while since we've had sushi. So last night, sushi night. Zach has an interesting comment here. "I've stopped using soy sauce with sushi and it is much better. I was wrong." Yeah, I don't use soy sauce with sushi. I don't like soy sauce. In fact, I don't really put soy sauce on anything. Just not a big fan. I think because even reduced sodium soy sauce is salty, and I don't think I just don't like it. So no, I don't. And my wife, like, we've been together 10 years, coming up on 10 years, and every time when we have sushi, all the time, and she's like, you don't want soy sauce?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't used soy sauce in 10 years or more. Well, 10 years that we've been together. No, I don't want soy sauce." No, I'm not a big fan of soy sauce. No, what I do use and love is the ginger and wasabi. Now but it also depends on the roll. If it's like a regular, just a regular like Philadelphia roll, I will put ginger and wasabi on there. But if it's like a dragon roll, which has like eel and it's got like a sauce on it, then I go sans ginger wasabi. One of my favorites has become the wasabi stringer. And it's got the tempura, the shrimp tempura on it. And it's also got jalapenos in it. So it's got a little bit of a kick. So that's one of my go-tos. Typically our order is dragon, Godzilla. My wife does so we get 4 rolls, 1 each for ourselves that like, I don't really care for what she gets. She doesn't like what I get. And then we share 2 rolls. So my choice is the wasabi stringer. My wife doesn't do spicy. It's got the jalapeno on it. So she doesn't eat the wasabi stringer. She gets the Godzilla roll. I don't like the Godzilla roll. It's too much. It's like fried. And it's got like cream cheese, which I love cream cheese, but it's a bit much. It's not really sushi in my eyes. And then the dragon roll we split, and then what the hell? I think maybe a Philly or California, just like a standard roll, I guess, that we share. Zach says, "I dip my fries in soy sauce and mayo." Now, the mayo, I understand. That's good stuff. Dipping your fries in mayo. Yes. Soy sauce. No. John doesn't do sushi. That's surprising. That's surprising to me. John strikes me as somebody that dabbles in sushi. Not like weekly, maybe not even monthly, but John seems like a guy that would do sushi. He's a world traveler. I see John as a sushi connoisseur. Maybe I must be wrong. He doesn't sushi. I sushi. Zach sushis. I love me some sushi. John says shots fired. Pew. Hey, speaking of shots fired, my YouTube video yesterday was demonetized for copyright because of my playing of Pearl Jam to the LinkedIn names. I got a message. It's like copyright strike for yesterday's video. I'm like, what the fuck did I do yesterday? Like, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh, I played the Pearl Jam singing LinkedIn names. But they weren't actually singing LinkedIn names. It was Yellow Ledbetter, which Pearl Jam is next Saturday, Wrigley Field. So Hobby Evolution schedule, no show tomorrow because of the Madison Card Show. So we'll do Hobby Evolution on Sunday morning, and we'll review the Madison Card Show. No show next Sunday because I'll be in Chi-Town for Pearl Jam. And I haven't decided yet. I probably will leave like Saturday morning. It depends if there's any things going on with some of my friends, like Club 400 friends. If they're doing anything special on Friday night, I may go in Friday night. But plans are I'll do a live show next Saturday, pre-Pearl Jam, and then hit the concert, and then I'll be back Sunday afternoon, and we'll go back live on Monday. John says he shunned sushi so I could get 4.0 grades and get into college. Andy Mack says my 10-year-old takes sushi for lunch sometimes. Wow. Now that is a wise above his years 10-year-old. I also grew up in a small town. And so if you mention the word sushi in my hometown, people go, like, so I'm not eating that shit. Give me some meat and potatoes. I ain't eating sushi. I love sushi. But I also was one of those guys, I don't want that shit. That's what I used to say about sushi. And then I had it. I'm like, damn, this is good. Fuck. You guys are missing out. It's funny. It's funny to me. Speaking of, I ain't eating that shit. It reminds me, when I say that, it reminds me of somebody that I went to school with, was a few years older than me. Like the redneckiest redneck you can get. And he'll be like, for whatever reason, whenever I say that, I use that voice, it reminds me of one of a Facebook comment that he had made. Somebody had, one of his friends, like we were mutuals on Facebook, had shown like a craft beer, like I'm drinking craft beer tonight. And so Hillbilly Jim like comments, you got to drink a real man's beer, like Old Milwaukee Light, Bush Light. It's like, that stuff's like, that's weak sauce. That's like water. That's beer flavored water. I remember when people used to say that to me before I drank craft beer. And I'm not like, I drink beer water all the time. Coors Light just a few nights ago. Love me some beer water. But it really makes me laugh when people say, oh, you need a man's beer like Bush Light. Like, what? No, that's a sissy beer. If you want a man's beer, drink a craft beer with 9% alcohol. That's a man's beer. Try drinking that all day. Come on, man. But I didn't start liking sushi until the first time I had sushi. I've shared this story before, but many may have not heard it. My very first time I had sushi, I was probably, how old was I? 25, 26. I was in my mid-20s. I was in San Francisco, and my buddy Quincy, who I thought I would see next weekend at Pearl Jam, He's skipping the Chicago to go to Madison Square Garden show. He's the one that's been to like 45 Pearl Jam shows. So him and his wife, they got married out on a cliff overlooking the Pacific in Carmel by the Sea. Former mayor, can anybody name it? Name that mayor. Fridays on Hobby Evolution. Name that mayor. Clint Eastwood. And we went to one of the restaurants he owned, the Boar's Nest, the Boar's Head, something like that. Anyway, I was in San Francisco for that. I think, was that the beginning? Yeah, I flew into San Francisco and then I went down to Carmel. So I spent like 2 days in San Francisco. Found myself in I would say Chinatown, but sushi's not really Chinatown. I don't know if I was in Chinatown, but I was in San Francisco. And I stopped into a sushi restaurant. I'm like, I've never had this. First time I've ever had wasabi also. I liked the sushi. And boy, that was quite the experience having wasabi for the first time, thinking it was just green colored butter. In fact, wasabi is not green colored butter. It's got a little kick to it when you put a freaking big old, like they give you these, and this was like a spicy wasabi. Like some wasabi's pretty weak. The sushi that we get, the sushi place we go to, their wasabi's pretty weak. Rarely does it make me go, do one of those faces. But the restaurant I was at in San Francisco, first time ever sushi, thought it was green colored butter. I put a huge old honkin' slab. Oh my God. I like chugged my beer. Beer, please. Another beer over here. That was my first experience with wasabi. And I went back for more. Love sushi. Love sushi. Let's see. Let's go to the top of the chat. It's Friday. We're gonna play Name That Player. It's a free for all Friday. Tomorrow is the Madison Card Show. I'll share some. I'll name names of who's gonna be there. One of my favorite dealers will not be set up tomorrow at the Madison Card Show. I think he's gonna take 2 months off and he'll return in the fall in October. His name is Greg. He's got awesome stuff. And I don't buy from him every month, but I always look like multiple times and just like stare at his pre-war. Which, it's kind of fun, like take a couple months off. And I think it's good for dealers to take a month or two off, especially if you're not restocking your inventory. I had that conversation with my friend who's regularly setting up, and, he had a lot of the COVID stuff. Kobe White, Bull, Luis Robert, that stuff just tanked eventually. And, then he kind of got disenchanted with the card show scene. And I'm like, dude, you've got the same stuff that nobody wants. They're just going to walk by your table. Like, take some time off. And he does. He takes some time off and then he'll set up. He set up I think June, or no, I think he might have been set. No, it was June. I think he was set up in June. So, and it's enjoyable when he isn't doing it month after month. So I think it's good for some dealers to take some time off. And especially if it's like a niche thing that you sell, because you're not going to have, like with Greg's stuff, he does make good sales. But it's not like, I think it might be better suited if he takes a month off, sets up every other month, or, takes a month off here, a month off there, just because of the stuff. And it kind of keeps people wanting more. But I do miss him because we have great conversation. We're both into pre-war. We text when REA or Heritage has some cool pre-war stuff. We'll text each other. So we'll miss him tomorrow, but he'll be back. I don't know if he's going to come back in September or October, but he will be back. So we'll take a look at the roster for tomorrow's Madison Card Show. David's here. Happy Friday. George is here. See, yesterday, George said I sounded disappointed when I read off his name. So I wanted to make it up to George. George! Dave's in the house. What's going on? Lewis, good morning. Andy Mack is here. What's up? Happy Friday, Peter. TGIF. Yes. Kevin, what's going on? Kyle is here. Good morning. Working on a beard. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is like 1,374th reason why I'm weird. As I get older, I shave less. As I get older, I don't like going to events with like a freshly, especially like the card show. Like, I don't want to set up at a card show looking like I'm 12. So, although maybe that would work. Like, oh, this little boy needs some, this little clean shaven boy hasn't even hit puberty yet. We need to buy some baseball cards. Let's go buy some ball cards from the little boy. So going into the card shows, I like to have a little stubble, and it's been a while since I've shaved. So probably Sunday, I'll shave the attempt. This is probably like a month's worth of facial hair. I haven't shaved in probably a month. Victor, good morning. Terry's in the house. What's up? Zach says I've stopped. Oh, we talked about that. Sushi san soy sauce. Love it. Philly Joe, good morning. Happy Friday. Johnny Boy's in the house. Happy Friday. Zach says, will the Bears ever lose again? Many are saying no. It will be interesting to see. Bears win again in the preseason last night. I did not watch it. I forgot they were playing last night. And I had spent, I don't like spending all day and all night in the basement, like 2 days in a row, 2 days and nights in a row. So Wednesday and I guess Monday and Tuesday I did work, but I didn't. I went into the porch to work. So last night after sushi, I came downstairs and did some shipping just to catch up on a little bit of shipping, trying to keep up on that and keep my head above water. Then I saw the Bears are playing. It's like, and it was already like 8:00. So I'm like, I'm going to ship till 8:30. And then I'm just going to go upstairs, call it a night. I'm excited though. I will watch the regular season and preseason. Like, I guess it's kind of like it's appointment television with the Bears. You know, they're on Hard Knocks. They've got Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, and you know, it's a fun roster, and they're winning in the preseason. It's preseason. It means zero, zilch, nada, nothing, but it's still fun. You know, if it was just any regular Bears team, you know, with the same old quarterback and the same old receivers and all that, it'd be like, who cares? It's the preseason. But it's Caleb Williams. We got to get excited. By the way, there's some Caleb Williams auctions in my eBay, 99centcards.com. So check out my eBay auctions, which end Tuesday night. So we will go live again starting at 7 p.m. Central Tuesday night. We'll fire up the live stream. We'll count down. I think the auctions end at 8:30 Tuesday night. Some of the better cards end later. We've got kind of like the preliminary match. We've got some preliminary matches. So there are 3 Caleb Williams cards up for auction. A couple Leaf and the Goodwin Champions Splash of Color, which that was the only one I thought would sell. Like the Leaf cards, I'm like, nobody's going to bid on these. Well, the 2 Leaf cards have bids, and the Splash of Color Goodwin Champions does not have a bid. 99-cent auctions. Check them out on my eBay store. Got a flurry of bids. Take a look and see what we've got going on. I know the 72 high number, Earl Morett. There's actually 2 72 high numbers. There's a Jim Johnson high number. It's really off center, and I guess that's probably why it didn't sell it. Buy it now. So there's 2 72 Topps football high numbers at auction. It says I've got 52 auctions. Oh, I've got 3 carryovers that actually end Tuesday night as well. So there's like 3 baseball auctions also ending Tuesday night. Ryan McMahon Gold Mirror, a Jesus Sanchez Topps Chrome, rookie Gold Refractor. Oh, that's yawn. So the Earl Morale is currently at $32.69. The Aaron Hernandez auto is bid up to $26. The Michael Crabtree Sage auto out of 200 shot up to $4.25. That was a nice little surprise this morning. The Aaron Rodgers rookie is still only at $3.25. I see a lot of movement on that one yet. And the T.Y. Hilton camo rookie refractor of $4.99 currently at $3.25. 52 auctions going on now at 99centcards.com. Where are we at? Orlando, what's up? Good morning. George had a discussion on soy sauce today in class. A student referred to it as black salt water. He wasn't wrong. No, he wasn't wrong. It's disgusting. I do not like soy sauce. Zach and Porter says, my mother-in-law gave Porter and me some 1989 Fleer boxes in a Series 1 upper deck. Wow. We are hunting for Billy and MJ. MJ looks like the box is 1988 production. Very nice. Very nice. George says, I usually eat sushi once a week. Nice. We used to be once a weekers, but now it's maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. John says, I shunned sushi so I could get 4.0 grades and get into college. My 10-year-old takes sushi for lunch sometimes. Zach says, ASCAP would charge you for farting a song. That's true. They are everywhere. Lars Ulrich manning the ship. Yeah, man. Oh, wasn't that the biggest pain in the ass working in radio? Filling out your ASCAP and BMI logs. Oh, and like producing like commercials. Like we would have to like the random freaking music bed that we played. Oh, such a pain in the ass. Red Light 34. Good morning. Kevin says, my wife and I started experimenting and making our own sushi. That's fun. That is fun. We've only tried crab as the protein, but it's been fun for the family, and we get way more bang for our buck. Absolutely. If you go to, I think it's, we get ours from Whole Foods. You can get sushi grade salmon and sushi grade tuna. The Metro Market that I go to, that I hate, but I go to anyway because it's convenient. They have raw tuna steak, which I love. That was what I had in my salad the other night. It's sashimi grade as well. So if you want to dabble into the salmon and tuna, there you go. George says, Fried Korean American owns Friend owns a sushi restaurant here in town. We'll probably go there tomorrow. Also, we'll be eating a lot of sushi in Japan next weekend. Oh yeah. See, I have no desire to go to Japan, mainly because of the flight. Like I have zero desire to visit Australia because of the flight. Like I just don't want to spend that much time on a flight. Same with like Japan. Like I would love to eat sushi in Japan. I think if I were to do it, if money were no object, I would like to do like around the world in 80 days, like travel the world, but like, okay, we're going to fly, like Europe flights are like those I can handle, like 7, 8, 9 hours. Those are cake now. But like when you get up to like 16 hours, 20, like, oh, hell no. But although I don't think there's any flight that's like, what's the shortest flight to Australia besides like New Zealand? And it's just way out there, the middle of nowhere. But that would be fun. Like, okay, we're going to fly to Europe. Fuck. Oh, I'm yawning. We're going to fly to Europe, spend a week or two. I think you'd want like 2 weeks in Europe. Well, you'd want more than 2 weeks. You want a month in Europe. Again, money's no object here. Spend a month in Europe. I'd like to spend a month in Italy. Spend a month in Italy, a month in the rest of Europe, and then go wherever else is safe, and then just keep keep going. Although I don't, India, I have zero interest in India, and it's not related to flight. It's just like, I don't like Indian food. It just looks miserable there. India just does not, just don't want to do it. Japan for sushi, Korea to see Dan and George. Maybe take in a KBO game. But yeah, I just don't have interest because of the flight time. Red Light says, John, are you a Yaz collector? John says, I am a Yaz collector. Cooter's in the house. Good morning. Zach predicts those same small town folks have some crazy fetish related to that same continent. Ask for a download of their incognito feed. John says, would you trade your first pitch experience for the chance to meet Eddie Vedder at Wrigley? John, wow, that is a tough question. I don't think so. I don't think I would do that. I would trade a lot to meet Eddie Vedder at Wrigley Field. I don't think that experience would be one of them. I would trade things. I would trade possessions because they're just things. They're replaceable. That experience is irreplaceable. I can't do it. I couldn't do that. But I could trade. I'd trade a lot of stuff that's in that cabinet to meet Eddie Vedder at Wrigley. I'd keep the Ernie rookie. I'd keep the Stroman auto. I'd keep the, and the reason is because I met him and did a deal with him in person. I'd keep the Ethan rookie. It's PSA 10. What else is in there? I don't know. And there's probably some others. The Jimmy Ryan, Allen, and Ginter I like, but I mean, again, although I get a really good price on it, it's a 5. But I'd trade things, but I wouldn't trade the experience because that's irreplaceable. Everything in that cabinet, for the most part, is replaceable. The Stroman's not replaceable because even though it's a thing, it was part of an experience. Now, could I go find another cut auto? But again, it wouldn't be from my experience. Like, that's from my experience. So experiences trump things. Zach says, yesterday was Yaz's birthday. I ate sushi to celebrate. Me too. John says, sushi is a well-executed liberal commie plot to weaken and sissify America. Zach says, a man's beer is moonshine. End of story. John says, you ladies wouldn't even make it as Army flute players. Clint, there you go. No wonder why I love Sushi John. Sushi John. I like that. Sushi John's in the house. Sushi John. John says, put one in my column. Yeah, because boars are known to make nests. There you go. The boar's nest. There is a boar's net. Oh, no. What was the bar? Is it the boar's head, I think? What was the boar's head? Boar's Head is a provisions company based in Sarasota, Florida. Boar's Head Bar. There's one in Savannah, Georgia, Athens, Georgia, Rochester, Indiana, Key West. Boar's Head, Clint Eastwood. Hog's Breath. Oh, I was way off. Oh, wait. Boar's Head was a restaurant formerly owned by Clint Eastwood. Boar's Head and Hog's Breath Inn. I think we went to the Hog's Breath Inn. Yes, I'm looking at it now. Very cool place. Hog's Breath Inn. The Boar's Nest was that was like a barn in my hometown. One of a friend of mine's on their farmers, and they had a barn. Obviously, that's what farmers have, and they had like a hangout area, like, kind of like it wasn't like used for farming, but recreation area. They called it the Boar's Nest. So come on out to the Boar's Nest. We're having our football spaghetti dinner at the Boar's Nest. Zach says, I would do just fine, John. Step down. The wrench is going to your beautiful face. Old Sushi John at it again. Mark says, good morning. Having card withdrawal as we're still in Norway. What's up, Norway? Very cool. Boosting my Norwegian viewership. Thank you, Mark. John thanks Zach. Our military does need someone to sew those parachutes. Thank you for your service. Jody's in the house. What's up? Good morning. Zach regrets his comment. This is turning into a shit show. Every day's a shit show on this show. George needs a winch so I can speak my fucking mind. Zach can't sew. Basement tapes are trending in Norway and Sweden for some reason. True story. Zach says, Bo will never catch up to the chat at this point. He will log off and drive over to the Sheraton to open the show. How? Oh, shit, I am like almost 20 minutes behind. How did we get so far behind? Dealers boycotting your treatment of TCG. T206 Kid says, funniest sushi skit you will ever see is Dr. Steve Brule. Oh, John C. Riley. I love John C. Riley. Trying it, thinking wasabi was guacamole. That's about the same as green colored butter. Max is not giving his opinion on sushi. I already know what Max's opinion on sushi is. Harlan, good morning. John says good morning to Harlan. Zach says TCG demand is huge. Keep giving the buyers what they want, and that is unequivocally more tables lined up. It's TCG, deals to be had, commerce, baby. That's capitalism. We love capitalism. Rule is hilarious. Jonathan's in the house. Good morning. George says enthusiasm in that one. Zach says, I'm into Desert Storm era cards. That is my war conflict. Florida baseball card dude is here. Good morning. Zach says, waiting for Klein to ask George how his Burley collection is coming along. JC3, what's up? Charlie's in the house. George says, people say pre-war, but I'm fairly certain there has always been a war going on in the world. That's a good point. Should pre-war be a moving target like vintage? Pre-what war? Pre-World War I, pre-World War II, pre-Vietnam, pre-Korean War, pre-Desert Storm? Good point, George. We know with certainty that vintage is a rolling number in baseball cards. The 1990s are now vintage. We know that. Scooter told me. It's a rolling number. Maybe pre-war. We should have a disclaimer on pre-war as well. Well, this is pre-Falklands War. John says, Korean War is still going strong officially and unofficially. Bo looks like one of transitioners trying to grow a beard. Well, now that you say that, I think I'm going to shave. I wish someone would run numbers on preseason champs and how they did in the regular season. It's not good. It's probably not good. I don't have any numbers to back that up. Usually only Clown Boys fans count those trophies. Can we Google that real quick and see? Undefeated preseason football teams. Let's see. Here's Reddit, because Reddit is where we go. Can you imagine doing a term paper in high school growing up, citing a Reddit? All right. Of course, Reddit has the attention span that I do. Very ADD over there. All right. Here's the first thing that comes up. All right. So here's the answer. There have been two teams historically that have gone undefeated in the preseason and have gone on to the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay. Oh, wait, never mind. That's Owen. Wait, where are we at? Preseason. Preseason is no indicator of regular season success. Going undefeated in the preseason doesn't guarantee a successful regular season, just like a winless exhibition slate doesn't spell a disastrous regular season. Although there had never been a team that went winless in the preseason and won it all until the Los Angeles Rams here recently. Last year, maybe? When did the Rams win the Super Bowl? Following the NFL's move to the 16-game schedule in 1978, no team had gone 0-4 in the preseason and then went on to win the Super Bowl. Technically, that record still stands because the Rams went 0-3 before winning the Super Bowl. Let's see. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers also won the Super Bowl after not winning a single preseason game in the 2020 season, but that should have an asterisk next to it, considering the preseason was canceled that year. Oh, that makes zero sense. While going 4-0 in the preseason is a big accomplishment for teams like the New York Jets, who will take any sign of promise after not making the playoffs since 2010, it usually doesn't mean much. There have only been 2 teams in NFL history who went undefeated in the preseason and then won the Super Bowl. The 2003 New England Patriots were the first team to do it, and then the 2013 Seattle Seahawks. So there you go. But yeah, it means nothing, but hey, it's still fun to win games. Cher's daughter has a nicer beard than Bo. Thank you, John. Bears lost all preseason games in 1985. There you go, John. Suck it. Suck it, Sushi John. Jonathan says, after selling for the past, although I think that actually proves John's point even more. Jonathan says, after selling for the past 2 years, I upgraded, got the basic subscription store. I don't think I will have enough inventory to use all listings in a month, but definitely worth it. Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about getting there. You know, if you're going to use, you don't have to use all the listings. I've had a premium store for 3 years, almost 4 years, and I've never used all 60,000 listings. Getting close. Although I sold a bunch and haven't replenished a lot of that. I think I'm at 57,000. I was nearing 59,000, but the 50% off sale took a lot out of my inventory. Good. That's the goal. But yeah, you don't need to maximize all of it. In fact, I think it's good to use a little cushion, because then you have room to cherry pick better inventory. Jonathan says, how long did you use the basic store before you had to upgrade? And did you use all your free listings when you started the basic store? No, I did not use all my free listings. And of course, it's changed since I've had a store now going on. Man, how many years have I had a store? 10, almost 10. My account, I think the account I'm on, I opened in 2015, and shortly after I opened a store. So say 8 years I've had the store. And I started with the basic store because back then there was no starter store. I don't even think you had 200 listings. So it was like you had the basic store. And then I didn't move up to the premium store until COVID, because then I was up to like 3,000 listings, where at that time that was a lot. We didn't have, AI as good as it is now, no feed scanners to really speed up the process. eBay started giving away a lot of free listings, so that motivated me to build up that premium store. So a lot's changed in the 8 years since I've had a store, and I had stores back in the day, but though you can't even compare, 2005 eBay stores to today. It's a completely different ball game. Even the last 8 years, from 2016 to today, so much has changed. So it's hard to kind of compare that. John says, I knew a guy who had a 400 count box of 72 high numbers a few months back. Imagine how happy that guy was. Oh man. Can you imagine a 400 count box of 72 high numbers? That would be pretty damn amazing. I had a stack of about 30. Didn't know it. I knew I had a couple. Didn't know I had that many. I think I knew I had 10, and I had maybe 50. Some people got some good deals on those. George says, I fucking give up. Half of my comments get blocked by the communist YouTube machine. Where are we at? Zach says, Bo's love of auctions grew much faster than that drawn in beard. This is for Keating. Max says you should have waited to run those 72 highs until the start of the month so those Social Security checks hit the bank. Oh, Max. Talking about the old people. Morale. Oh, morale. Got it. Morale. Got it. Red Light says thank you for the savings. Matty Ice is here. Good morning. Brian, what's up? Morning. Why end on Tuesday? Because Sunday night auctions blow donkey balls. That's why. I love Tuesday night. I love Wednesday night. My preferred auction ending nights are Tuesday through Thursday. I rank it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, kind of any of those nights I like. I don't really have a preference. Tuesday, I like just it works in my schedule. Of those days, it works best in my schedule. My least favorite is Friday. My second least favorite is Saturday. My third least favorite is Sunday. And why do I not like Sundays? Because everybody runs auctions on Sundays. There's like competition everywhere. You take a little break on Monday, Tuesday night. What are people doing on Tuesday nights? Looking at their phone, looking at eBay auctions. To be honest with you, there isn't a best day. I mean, don't end auctions at 3 a.m. I think weekends are still bad because here's the thing. The Sunday night auction ending, and I've talked about this ad nauseum, why I don't do Sunday night auctions. The Sunday night auction thing dates back. It's outdated. The beliefs, it's like Max's Social Security check comment. It's old and outdated. It's from the sit on your computer. I've got computer time from 8 to 9 o'clock on Sunday nights. That's my computer time. And you go sit at your desktop and surf the web and look at eBay auctions. It's just outdated. We have eBay on our phones at our hands. You can wake up at 3 a.m. and look at eBay auctions or eBay buy it nows. And we're buying. I've bought stuff, all hours of the day, which is why I do enjoy when people end auctions at like 10 a.m. On a Tuesday, because it doesn't get as many eyeballs. What are people doing at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday? They're at work. What are people doing on Friday nights? They're at a football game, high school football game. They're at dinner. Fridays for many people, that's the going out night. Long week of work at the office. I want to go out, have sushi. Same Saturday. And then, during the week, what am I doing on Tuesday night? At 8 o'clock, I'm usually laying on the couch scrolling eBay. So that's why I like doing midweek auctions. But in all honesty, if it's a good auction, a 72 high number Earl Morale, people are going to find it. There's not too many of them. And Aaron Hernandez autos, those. Now, a base Bowman Tom Brady from 2004, dime a dozen. So, but it's also going to sell but people are going to be looking for, some of those items that aren't as common. John says because he's going live on Tuesday. Yeah, it works with my schedule. Works with going live. Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually kind of up in the air. Tuesdays are kind of don't really have any. It used to be my trivia night. Tuesday used to be my trivia night, but we don't do trivia anymore. The Sunday would interfere with Bo's e-bike schedule. That is why he picked Tuesday. He is committed to his e-bike schedule. That's right. He makes like 20K each time. That's right. That's right. Wouldn't that be awesome? If I made 20, oh my God. I'd stream my life. If I could make that kind of 20K every time I go live, I just stream my life. Low rollers in the house. It's been a while. I received 2 negative feedback. He accuses something by responding messages your customer. I don't understand I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. Max says, that's how I feel about literally almost anywhere in the world. George says, fortunately, Japan, an hour and a half flight for me. I'd go to Japan every week. Okay, maybe not every week. John says overnight lie flats. It's 2024. It's not like a Pullman cart. Do you know how much money an overnight lie flat costs to go international? Apparently you don't, because you're spending all your flight miles. Do you know how much that costs? Costs enough just to go business. Was it business premium? Business whatever. Lie flats. Jesus Christ. I'd have to sell this entire room to afford a lie flat ticket to go overseas. Brian says we have Publix grocery stores. Wednesday is $5 rolls. Kids love them. The piece of fish keeps getting smaller though. Zach says, yes, LRS is back from the DNC. We are ready for it. Bali. Yeah, in Bali. What's the closest flight to Bali? Bali is probably closest international, heavily traveled route to Australia. And what's I have to look at a map. Bali to Australia. And I bet that's a long flight. How long? It's 6. Damn, it's 6 hours. But that's a 6-hour flight. That's doable. But what's the closest flight from Bali? Let's look at a freaking world map. World map, Bali. Where is Bali located? Where the hell is Bali located? This map doesn't tell me. My friends of ours went to Bali a couple years ago. Bali. All right, I can't. All right, moving on. Bali's somewhere in the ocean. George says, in the few times that I've gotten that business class to America for 14 hours nonstop has been beautiful. May go business again this winter, depending on prices. Yeah, I think it's business class that we fly. But the lie flats, oof, those are a fortune. Good morning, Mr. Archer. JFK Sin was my longest 2-day flight. Longest 1 day for me was DFW to HKG. What is that? JFK, New York. Is that Helsinki? Is that Singapore? And HKG, I assume, is Hong Kong. That would be a freaking long flight. Victor says, I'll skip India. Cubs versus Dodgers in Japan. I'll be attending the Bears game in the UK. First time going to the other. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, Cubs open the season in Japan. I have no interest in going. Max wants to know, what is an Eddie Vedder? John says introducing Pearl Jam at Wrigley would be next level from throwing out a first pitch. Now, introducing Pearl Jam, that is next level. Meeting Eddie Vedder at Wrigley Field, I'm not trading in that experience. But introducing Pearl Jam at Wrigley, ooh, now that would be next level. And yes, nobody's paying attention to a random first pitch or a random person introducing Pearl Jam. Actually, more people are probably interested in the Pearl Jam because they're like, here comes Pearl Jam, and you're the person to introduce them. Zach says you could talk to Vedder about the Melvins. That would be fun. Good morning, Flawed Thinker. What's up? Jesus, John says. Dukes of Hazzard was Boar's Nest. Boar's Head is an overpriced deli meat. Boar's Head is a delicious lunch meat. We have Boar's Head meats in Pennsylvania. Boar's Nest is the bar in Dukes of Hazzard. Aha. It was also that's probably my friends named the barn, the Boar's Nest, after Dukes of Hazzard. Boar's Head is the outrageously expensive lunch meat. Do y'all not have Boar's Head deli meats over there at the grocery stores? We don't do deli meat. With the exception of we get it from the deli, which I don't know if our grocery store, I don't know if they have Boar's Head in the deli counter. Maybe they have, if they have like the prepackaged stuff, but we don't buy any of the prepackaged. We just get it from the deli. Sara Lee and all that crap. But no, we don't get deli meat that much. Lunch meat, deli meat, kind of the same. I don't think we have in the Midwest. Growing up, we called it lunch meat. We actually probably called it lunch meat more than we called it deli meat. Now that I think about it. Brian's in the house. Good morning. Orlando said boar's head is the best lunch meat. It's still tasty, even it is expensive. I don't want to control companies from pricing their meat at the value they deem they can charge the buyer. Right. You are good with paying steak prices for steak. You want yogurt? You can pay yogurt prices. I think George meant wench. He needs someone to talk to. George says, speaking of wenches, a student was reading the word hour today and said whore. He wasn't wrong either. John says he'd be a horrible teacher. Michael Renicke's in the house. Good morning. George has fun with it. Uncle Rich is here. Good morning. Cooter says, keep up the vintage is a rolling target, but remember that I have a wood chipper and a catfish pond. Oh, can we go fishing? I have a wood chipper and a boar's nest. George says, Luke Combs did say there ain't no love in Oklahoma. That's true. That when that song comes on, there's that song reminds me of Cooter, and then Bury Me in Georgia. That's Herman's song. Kane Brown. Bury Me in Georgia. John says, I need to be careful typing. I wish someone would. George needs more beer. Stat. Just have to pour a glass of bourbon. John, his point is getting proven. Good morning. Mikey just woke up. John needs more hours and blow. Old ball and chain wearing Mikey down. Gundy's here. What's going on? Good morning. Hey, we're going to play Name That Player this morning as soon as we get caught up in the chat. George, what's up? The world is short of those things. Social distortion. We're going to mix it up. Football and baseball today. Football and baseball on Name That Player. Brian says, I like searching for cards I like that are on auction that end on the Super Bowl, World Series, etc. Less eyes watching. There you go. There you go. And that's another thing. Like when you do Sunday night auctions, you've got to think about those things. Like I'm usually not thinking, oh, the Super Bowl's next Sunday. I'm not thinking about, oh, it's Christmas. Whatever. I guess that's something if you're running December auctions. Oh, shit. I don't think about some of that stuff. Flawed Thinker says, I will end an auction on any day, but I just make sure to end it around 11 p.m. Eastern time. Kyle says, 2 nights ago, I was the lone bidder on a NASCAR set ending at 2 a.m. I was shocked when I awoke to find someone sniped the bid at 2 a.m. Yeah, and not only do we have phones at our disposal, we have apps that can snipe. What is it? What's the Gixxon? So you don't even have to, it can end at 3 a.m. if you see it. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of the auctions I bid on, I do ending soonest. Even if I'm laying on the couch on a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, whatever. I'm just laying on the couch. Let's just look at auctions right now. It's like, oh, I'm going to look up Cubs. Because I'm usually not looking for like inventory on eBay. Very rarely. Oh, hey, my 78 Topps partial set sold. Oh, thank you. I know who bought it. Thank you very much. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, we're looking at Cubs. So I just type in Cubs and we'll do auctions. Like it's Friday morning at 8:06. And people probably have auctions ending soonest. There's a 1988 Fleer glossy Cubs team set. But they have it overpriced. It's $12.99 opening bid. Nobody's bid on it. Ends in 3 minutes. I like the 99-cent ones. There's a penny auction from Miguel. It's base card Miguel Amaya. Here's one. Again, high opening bid. No bids. Christopher Morel, Chrome Platinum Rookie Green of 99. So The auctions, just not much. But I'm not. Here's a good one. A neon green border Canario rookie card numbered out of $3.99. 25 minutes left. Opening bid 99 cents with 97 cents shipping. No bids on that. Here's a Chris Bryant Bowman Platinum numbered to 99. 99-cent opening bid, 275 shipping. Oh, here's again, high opening bid, $225 opening bid. It's a Pete Crow Armstrong Gold Wave rookie auto from Topps Chrome. So sometimes you get the high priced, but those 99-cent auctions, hard to find. Oh, here's a Milton Bradley PSA 9 Ernie Banks. That one ends in 37 minutes. So there you go. Where are we at? Premium economy, yes, is what you people call it. Yes, that's what we fly to Europe in. Premium economy. John says, again, 2024, if you are watching auctions and not using a sniping service, then you're doing it wrong. I have never used a sniping service. Cooter says, have to jump to Zoom. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Cooter. Indonesia is closest to Bali. Bali is great other than all the Australians. George says, both of my Korean Air business class flights have been lie flats. Was nice to drink wine and pass out. Man, love it. I've never experienced the lie flat. Premium economy is what I usually fly, though, since it's usually the most affordable and comfortable option for me, unless I get the exit row. Yeah, regular economy on an international flight is hell. Sarah Lee makes meats. Land of Lakes would be a big one out there, I would think. I don't know if we have. I know Sarah Lee is a big one, at least in the deli counter. Now, like in the packaged meats, there's a whole bunch. Now, next time I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna have to look to see what other meats there are. Carl Budding, still the best lunch meat. Slice that whole bag open and slap the whole stack on some white bread and Miracle Whip. I love it. Yeah. The old Budding meats. It's like, I don't know what they're priced at now, but when I was in radio, it was, what would I'd usually eat tuna out of a can with a snack crackers. That was like my lunch because I was poor. And, the Budding meats, now that was a step up. That was like, ooh, this is real. I'm eating good today. If I had the Budding meats, I was eating good. Max says country music sucks. I enjoy country music, but I like all types. Like I'll be cruising down, cranking the radio to Taylor Swift, followed by Luke Combs, followed by the Backstreet Boys, followed by Pearl Jam, followed by Metallica, and back to Sabrina Carpenter. I listen to it all. Mark is here for a live. Welcome, Mark. My buddy Mark. Mark in Macomb. He's got a card show coming up Saturday, September 14th. Macomb VFW. I was hoping to make that trip down to Macomb. I haven't been to Macomb in like 8 years, but my schedule just does not work to hit up Macomb, so will not be there. Tuna and crackers is great. Yeah, I still sometimes will have a tuna sandwich with crackers. Max says you also like Seinfeld. Both have zero content, just like Hobby Evolution. Zero content. I love Seinfeld. Oh, great show. How about we play Ignore Low Roller Scratcher and name that player? George says, my playlist will go from country to rock to rap in a hot second. Same. And I love me some butt rock. Creed, Stained. Yes. Zach says, holy sushi. I step away for a chunk of time and LRS hasn't had his question go unanswered. Keating is right that sushi has created an anti-democratic mindset, and you have pushed it into the chat. Let's play Name That Player. But first, go to my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. Don't forget my auctions. Football themed this week. They end Tuesday night, and we'll do a live stream starting at 7 p.m. Central on Tuesday watching those auctions end. 99centcards.com. Let's see what that Name That Player leaderboard brings. Uncle Rich is in first place with 14 points. Max in second with 12. Card Hobbyist is in third place with 7 points. And SoCal Guy 1967 has 5. And there's the rest of your scores. Name That Player. We are going. Spam Likely has made it into the chat. We are going to do baseball and football. We've got kind of a nice little mix today. I'm going to bring up my YouTube here so we don't have any disputes. Hit the like button while you're here. I'm going to do that right now. Only 9 likes now. Whew, come on. Oh, we're at 11. All right. Thank you. All right, here we go. Flawed Thinker says, I guess I've missed a few. Didn't know you started a new leader. Yeah, I think 3 weeks ago. This is week 3 or 4 of the new leaderboard. We need to get pack. I'm getting low on my dividers. All right, we're playing Name That Player. First up, baseball. We're going to mix baseball, football. We've got the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins. Appears to be a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Who is this guy? Birdie is correct. It's Bert. It's Bert Blyleven, Michael Renicky. We're going to give Birdie. The point. Michael Renicky on the board. Michael, do you have points? Oh, yeah. Michael's up to 5 points now. And you are now tied in 4th place with SoCal Guy. All right. And next up, we're going football. We've got modern football. Bert Blyleven loves to fart. That is true. And he's got a t-shirt to prove it. Modern football. Michael says fast internet helps. Yeah, it does. Name That Player is like, who's got the fastest internet? Zach Ertz is correct. Max on the board. Philadelphia Eagles. Spam Likely in a close second. Max got that fast internet. All right, next up, back to baseball. Max closing in within a point of Uncle Rich. All right, next up. LA Dodgers. LA Dodgers. George has got some slow internet over there. Nobody's correct yet. We've got some Dodger guesses, but they are not correct. I thought Uncle Rich would get this one. Now we've got a correct answer. Yes. So it is not Maury Wills. It is not Willie Davis. It is not any of the Alous. It is not Terry Whitfield. It is not Griffin. But Terry McDaniel's on the board. It is Manny Mota. Manny Mota. Terry McDaniel on the board. I think is that your first point of the round? I think so. It is. Terry's on the board. All right. We're back to football. All right. Back to football. All right. It's the quarterback in this photo. The quarterback in this photo, not the center. Who is this Kansas City Chief? Steve Bono, not correct. Trent Green, however, is. And Max is on the board. Trent Green. Oh, wait, it was Max. Max was first. Brian was second. Dave Arnold is here. What's going on? Arndog in the house. All right, so Max is on the board, and Max and Uncle Rich are tied at 14 apiece. Max has got the modern football, but he's gone over on the baseball. Can he get this one? Who can get this New York Met? I think this is going to be a fastest internet. Tom Seaver is correct. Michael Renicky. Michael's got that fast internet. Oh. Sometimes the chat, the reason I hit the wrong chat is because they come in too fast. Tom Seaver, Michael Renicky, 6 points. And he is alone in fourth. We're going back to football in the next one. Back to football. Max is 2 for 2 on football. Oops. All right, Michael. There we go. Brian's just too fucking slow. Oh, wait, maybe we're doing baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball, football, baseball. Okay. I misspoke. We're doing back-to-back baseball and then football. All right, here we go. Oakland A's. Oakland A's. Who can get this one? Sal Bando is correct. Michael Renicky's on a roll. Michael Renicky. Look at that. Everybody knew Sal Bando. I'm shocked at that. Sal Bando. Wow. You guys are good. Sal Bando. Michael Renicky is now tied for third. Where's the button? There it is. Michael Renicky, 7. Michael Renicky and the Card Hobbyist tied for third place. Now we go to football. Bronco says, save some of that energy for tomorrow. Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel. Brian says he was a waiter at his kid's wedding. That's pretty damn cool. Let's see. Got to serve champagne to Selig, Bando, etc. Wow. Pittsburgh Steelers. Where are my Steelers fans at? Tommy Maddox is correct. Brian's on the board. Offbeat All-Stars, Brian. Tommy Maddox. Tommy Maddox. All right. Where are we at? Where are we at? Offbeat All-Stars, you have moved up with 5 points. All right, moving on up. All right. Next up, back to baseball. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Here's a tough one. I don't know if you're going to get this one. Uncle Rich might get it. Seattle Mariners. It is not Al Oliver. Let's see. It is not Tiant. It is Jones. Yes. It is Rupert Jones. Uncle Rich. Rupert Jones. And Uncle Rich is back in the lead, 15 points. And we're back to football. Back to football. Look at this stash on this guy. I'll leave this up for a moment before I give you his team. Bronco says he was an absolutely terrible GM for the Brewers. Not Bo Thompson, good guess. Not Bolitnikoff. Not Kuchenberg. I love Brian's spelling of Bolitnikoff. It is not Fred Bolitnikoff. A lot of guesses for Bolitnikoff. It's not Stanfill. It's not Westrom. Orlando does get the team correct. It is the Dolphins. It's not Fernandez. It is Jake Scott, flawed thinker. Flawed thinker with the point. Wrong pile. Flawed thinker on the board. Is that your first point of the new round? It is. Next, we're going back to baseball. Great Scott. Ray Finkel, good answer. All right. Baseball. Orioles. All right. Orioles. Who we got? Boog is correct. That dude from Duryea. That dude from Duryea. Boog Powell. All right. That dude, you are now at 4 points. There we go. And you move up the board. There we go. Next up, football. Football. All right. I think this is going to be a gimme for some of you folks. Going to be a gimme for some of you folks. The Green Bay Packers. Devontae Adams is correct. I knew Brian, Michael, Max would all be up there. They all came in at the same time. Brian was first. Michael was second. Max was third. Brian with another point. Devontae Adams. All right, Offbeat All-Stars. 6 points, and you now move up the board. Let's see. Okay, so Offbeat All-Stars. So Uncle Rich first, Max second, Card Hobbyist and Michael tied for third. Brian, Offbeat All-Stars, now in fourth. SoCal Guy in fifth. We've got 2 cards left for this week. Baseball and football. This is going to be the toughest. This next card is going to be the toughest of the round. Let's see. Ooh. This is going to be hard to cover up. Okay. Got to cover that up because his signature. Minnesota Twins, 1970s. Brian's headed to Lambeau on Sunday. 1970s Minnesota Twins. A well-loved 3D superstars. It is not Gaetti, nor is it Thompson, not Terrell, not Herbeck, not Bush, not Cubbage, not Cusick, not Johnson, I'm pretty sure this guy is he's the only one with this last name. So it's not a common at all last name. His first name's kind of common. Let's see. It's not Johnson, not Puckett, not Braun, not Zahn, not Smith. Not a common name. Not Bevacqua. Bevacqua. It's going to be tough. I think he made his debut in 1971. Soderholm is correct. Eric Soderholm is correct. It goes there. So Max back in a tie with Uncle Rich. Uncle Rich for 2 weeks in a row says this is the day that Max catches me. All right, next up. This is an easy one. This is the fastest internet test. Who's got the fastest internet? It's football. And here we go. The Oilers. Probably not I think Tom Seaver was probably the easiest one today. Yeah, Tom Seaver was probably the easiest one. Let's see. We do have some correct answers coming in. Let's go to the top. It's not Elway. It's not Moon. It's McNair. Offbeat All-Stars. Steve McNair is correct. Rookie card from old Action Pact. So Offbeat All-Stars with a few points today, climbing the leaderboard. And you are now in a three-way with Michael Renicky and Card Hobbyist. Uncle Rich and Max tied for the lead with 15 points. Card Hobbyist, Michael Renicky and Brian Offbeat All-Stars, each with 7 points apiece. And then we've got SoCal Guy 1967 with 5, Nick with 4, along with that dude from Duryea. Double A Cards has 3 points. And then with 2 each, Minneapolis Kid, Scotty Dubs. 1 point apiece for Scott Hermanson and John Maybe, Joe Trotto, Harlan, and Mikey. Spam Likely has a point. Nick from Examine Baseball has 1. And first points of this round this week for Terry McDaniel and Flawed Thinker. Fun game today. Little football, basketball mix. Air McNair, yes. There we go. Orlando keeping that record intact. Perfect. No points. George says 3-ways are fun if it's not 2 sausages. There you go. Hey, tomorrow is the Madison Card Show. John Nolen Drive at the Sheraton Hotel. 200 tables. We'll be in 4 rooms. On the first floor, we've got the State Street Ballroom and the Williamson Ballroom, along with the TCG room in the Badger State. Upstairs in the mezzanine, we've got tables, and in the Capitol Ballroom on the second floor. We've got, I'm not going to read every single vendor that's going to be there, but there's a few people in our chat that will be set up. Max will be in the Capitol Ballroom. We've got Bronco. We've got, who else? Michael Renicky will be set up tomorrow. I missed Bronco last time I did this, but those 3 will be set up. Bob McFarland's going to be set up tomorrow. I saw him jump in the chat. Bob will be set up tomorrow. Let's see. We've got, let's see. Card Grids will be there. Cardboard Bros. They're split up. The main Cardboard Bros are out in Burbank this weekend. But the B Squad, are they the B Squad? I probably shouldn't say that, but the other guys will be there. My buddy Dan's going to be set up this month. Let's see. I'm excited. Ron from Primetime Sports Cards in Minnesota. Ron's setting up. He's Primetime on Twitter. Eric and Jeff, they've got the bargain boxes upstairs. They'll be set up. Jeff's got some great non-sport and some good prices on sports as well. East Coast Tom is back. He took last month off. Who else we got going on? Just trying to point out some that I know. Paul from Paul that sells BCW supplies. He'll be set up upstairs in the Capitol Ballroom. So yeah, we've got a good roster. Sheena will be set up, same place. Real Breaks will be there. Vil Graffs from Bridgeport Hobby. My guy will be there. Tony, who runs the Oak Creek Card Show, will be there. The guys from Rockford will be set up. So there you go. A lot of good stuff. Tomorrow, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Let's see. Some of the regulars that won't be there. Badger Breaks will not be set up tomorrow. They had some scheduling conflicts and won't be able to make it. Greg with the pre-war won't be there. Joel, who's in the Williamson Ballroom, won't be there. Jordan, John, and Adrian. So those are some of the regulars that will not be set up tomorrow. Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 200 tables, 4 ballrooms, 9 to 3. Early birds are welcome, free admission, upstairs and downstairs. Scaling back, and we're doing 140 tables effective September 28th. It's September 28th, right? I think that's the show date. I got new business cards just in the nick of time, delivered yesterday. So we'll have the new with the rest of the year dates, which are tomorrow, September 28th, October 19th, November 30th, and December 28th are the upcoming dates for the Madison Card Show. Orlando is going to be at a show in Hollywood, Florida. Nice. Let's see. Where else? Brian says, have fun at the card show. Hope to see you all at September's show. Michael's looking forward to another great Madison Card Show. Max says, going to have a lot of difficult conversations tomorrow. Bring a 6-pack cooler on your walk around. Oh, a lot of difficult conversations. Where else are we? Rich says, my small show is Labor Day weekend, Sunday and Monday. Dallas Card Show the following week. There you go. Shop my eBay store, 99centcards.com. 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. Save 25% off at checkout. 99centcards.com. Have a great Friday. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. No Hobby Evolution tomorrow. Come on, see me. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, Madison Card Show tomorrow. We'll be back to review the show on Sunday morning. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on John Nolen Drive tomorrow.